Branding myth busted. The first myth of branding that I want to bust is the idea that branding somehow involves putting on a costume or a mask or a false face, that it's somehow inauthentic. And that is the exact opposite. When branding is done right, it should be very in line with your values, with how you work with clients, with why you do what you do. All of that goes into branding. That is something I ask all of my clients when I work on getting their brand guide together. Is that's actually the first thing I ask is their values. What will they never compromise on, even if it means losing a client, is one of the big questions that I ask all my clients, and they never have a problem answering that. There are some tricky questions that I ask. They're not intended to be gotcha questions, but there are some that can be a little tricky. That is never one. And so if you are really clear on your values, on your goals, on who it is you want to work with and why you want to work with those individuals, that makes the branding process so much easier. So all of that needs to go into your brand, not we want to work with these people or we think we should be working with these people, or we're just doing this for the money. If someone's just doing it for the money, then that's a whole other conversation, and they're probably not a good client for me, honestly. Yes, we all want to make money. Yes, we all want successful businesses, but that should never be the driving why. So that is my first myth busted about branding, is that it is not fake at all, ever. If anything, it should be very much in line with who you are, what you do what you do, why you get up every day. And as your brand grows, as your company grows, your brand will have to adjust. Your brand will evolve like you will evolve, like your company will evolve. But again, that doesn't mean it's fake. It just means you have to put a little more thought into it. As you know, when you start out, you are your brand, and that's fine. That's great. But then as you add more team members, that's not going to hold anymore. Now you have a whole company. Now you need to think about the brand and the values of that whole company and how you all work. It should, again, it probably will fall in line with how you work, but there are also going to be some differences as you add more team members. So incorporating that into your brand is not fake or inauthentic in any way. It should be taking all that into account and then incorporating it into your brand, which in turn informs how you communicate with your audience, your clients, your ideal clients, your past clients, your prospects, everyone. It informs how you talk to everyone. So that is it. That is my tip for you today. If you have any other questions, please reach out. You can DM me here on YouTube. You can find me over on LinkedIn. You can also find more content like this over on my website, which is AV, as in my initials, Allison Verhalen. That is avwritingservices.com. And you can reach me directly at info@avwritingservices.com. That's it. Have a great week and happy branding, everyone.